So in short, in a less wordy way, manifestation is not magic. It's aligning yourself. It's becoming that person you want to be in the future now. Two, creating a potential is not actually creating the potential. You're creating the awareness to that potential and its existence. That it's an actual possibility for you. It's not just something you've invented. It's a possibility. So remember that. It's already out there. We've got so many potential selves. All we need to do is realize that they're there, and then we can move towards it with a better sense of confidence. And synchronicities. They're those little breadcrumbs, right? Showing you that your alignment is on the right path. Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about manifestation. And first off, I want to say that manifestation is not magic, but it can feel like magic. Okay, so there's a distinction right there. So what is manifestation? Manifestation is actually just aligning yourself to be the future you that you want to be right now. Actually, a bunch of people, they might not think that they do manifestation, but in fact, we all manifest every day. And that's because manifestation, because it's that alignment process, doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good thing every time. Sometimes it's a bad thing. If you're a nervous person and then you picture this future you doing some sort of presentation, and then you can feel the feelings that you would feel in that situation, and you're just so nervous and you're fearing that everyone's judgmental, that counts as manifestation. You are essentially putting yourself in that future. You are becoming that future person right now. And so that in the future, if that situation ever happens, there's a pretty big chance that that's the way it's going to go, is because you've already rehearsed it. That's like who you became. So you prepared yourself for that. So what I'm trying to say is, if it's going to happen anyways, then why not have more direction to it? Why not be more purposeful in how you imagine yourself to be in the future, so that you can manifest a better version, someone that you would prefer to be? Okay, second thing I want to talk about within this realm is creating potentials. Now, this can be confusing for people because of the choice of words. So when you hear a teacher, someone teaching you how to manifest your future or create a potential possibility, something like that, they're not actually saying create this potential from nowhere. Because here's the wild part. That potential already exists. It already exists. So what you're doing is you're actually creating that awareness to its existence. Let me give you an example. If you imagine yourself to have this particular future that you would love, that you want to be this person, right? But you feel that you are just creating this from nothing, it's a good thing to have in your mind. It's a good goal. You could say like, yes, I want to be that. I want to be that person. I want to have that stuff. But in the back of your mind, there's probably going to be a voice that says, yeah, that's nice, but we just made this up. We just created this. This is not necessarily going to happen. But when you know that you actually didn't create it, it was already there. You just became aware that it was a possibility for you, that it was a potential you in the future. That unlocks a whole different door to the idea of, wow, yeah, I want that. But holy moly, that actually could happen. That's a possibility. That is a potential for me. That right there could be the difference between self-doubt, self-sabotage, and realizing that there is a chance of success. All right, third, synchronicities. What are they? Well, from my understanding, the way I like to think of it is a synchronicity is actually just a glimpse. It's a little breadcrumb showing you that you're on the right path, that this alignment that you've put yourself in is working, okay? So those little glimpses, the synchronicity, is little pieces of motivation, glimpsing that, oh wow, this alignment process is on track. So to keep you going, because you might even notice that they tend to pop up when you're about to lose motivation. And they're very encouraging. And the great thing is when you're open to them, they tend to open up more and more. So it's all about perspective, right? You might see one, you think, coincidence, whatever, or not even notice it. Another one, you pop up, you see it, means a lot to you. You tell someone about it, they're like, what is that? That means nothing to me. That's kind of what a synchronicity is. You have to realize its importance, and that importance will be highly individualistic. So what's important to me, what has a weight to it for me, doesn't necessarily that it'll mean anything to anybody else. So you need to realize that these synchronicities, they're for you, okay? They're a little gift for you, not for anyone else. So when you see them, if you tell anyone else about it, don't expect them to be excited, okay? So as long as it excites you, as long as it keeps you going, motivates you, that's the most important part. All right, so what I've drawn here is kind of like a visual representation of what I've talked about here. So this string goes through. It's not straight, but that's on purpose. Is your life, your timeline, okay? Let's say this is a piece of paper, and all these little dots are potentials, are possibilities. Now, of course, there would be way more than this, but this is just for demonstration purposes. And this little piece of paper represents a moment in time. And because there's so many moments in time, it just looks like a solid block. Okay, so what I've done now is I've just pulled out 2 moments in time. Now let's not think about timeline. Let's just think about these 2 moments. So this is you now. This is your current path, life path. Let's say that you're not satisfied with it. So you think of a possibility that's in the future of who you want to be. So we'll say that that person, that you, is right here. Okay? So we manifest, we start preparing ourselves for that. We align ourselves to this person. And what that means is that this person, this you, and this you are going to think, act, breathe, do things differently, right? Because if this person didn't change, then they would end up in about the same, maybe even the same place that they are at this time. So what we do is we start acting like this person. We become this person now. And what that does is that it changes our actions, thoughts, and everything to match that. So over time, it compounds and we reach that future possibility, that potential of ours. So with this in mind, you have to realize that manifestation, like I said, is not wishing. It's aligning yourself to become that potential that you want. Because every moment of time between now and then, every moment between now and then is going to have the opportunity to get closer and closer, right? So if you want to be here, you are here, then every moment that you choose, that you act as this person, you will naturally get closer and closer to becoming that person. So that's where I like to think synchronicities come in, because synchronicities, like I said, are glimpses. So you see, as your line gets closer and closer to that wanted potential, you're going to be able to see it more and more. So things are just lining up, and it's, oh, whoa, all right, I'm ready. 我是 Chris， 好的习惯让你更健康，关注我，有更多的分享。I'm Chris. Good habits make you healthier. Follow me to see more.